Hey, welcome back to the See the Stories where we have Dr. Dimas here with us talking about fertility, especially for men. Now, we discussed it earlier. One of the questions is like, how often is men need to do the test? And the other thing is like, how do we know, or what do we need to know, like, besides the sperm count, like, how do we know like a good quality sperm?
Right. So to answer the first questions, how often or when start like having checkup? I think nowadays several hospitals or maternity clinic, they offer like premarital checkup, which covers like the STI or STDs and also the fertility problem as well. But I don't think many people do that. So I would suggest for a couple who after 1 year of marriage, if they still haven't conceived yet, or if the wife is not pregnant yet, I think you should go and meet fertility doctors after 1 year. That's what we suggest to our patients. 1 year of marriage or 1 year after you plan to have children and you still haven't conceived yet, and then you should come to fertility doctors.
All right, now talking about the quality, like when we get the result, like how do we know that this is a good quality, or do we have a problem that need to be addressed?
So actually there are only three important parameters that we must see in the sperm. First is the sperm counts, or we say sperm concentrations. So when a man ejaculates, it's not the sperm, it's called the semen in English, like it's called semen, and sperm is inside the semen. So sperm comprises 10 to 15% of all the semen actually, so it's not that much. So concentration means that how many sperm per milliliters of semen itself. Usually when a man ejaculates, it's around 2 to 3 milliliters, 1.5 to 3 milliliters. So concentrations is like how many millions of sperms per milliliters of semen. Normally, we have more than 16 million of sperm per milliliter of semen.
Wow,
that's a lot.
Million.
Yeah,
that's a tiny swimming little thing.
Okay, that's one.
That's one, which is the concentrations, minimum of 16 million per milliliter of semen.
That's the minimum. Oh, wow, that's a lot of target right there. Okay, move on.
And secondly is the progressivity or the movement of the sperm itself.
Okay.
You know, like the distance between the vagina, can I say that?
Yes.
Yeah, between the vagina and...
It's the scientific term.
Yes, it is. And the fallopian tube, which is where the conception happened, is like from Jakarta to Bandung by you using it by walking, right? You know, so it's a long distance.
That's a long walk.
So
the sperm is tiny.
So you need a sperm which swims like very fast, progressively, not only circling
around the puddle?
Yeah, around the place, or like stagnant, which means that the sperm is dead. So we need that the sperm to be progressive and fast. The minimum is 30% of the sperm should fulfill that criteria to be called a normal sperm. And the last one is the morphology or the shape of the sperm itself. So the normal sperm has an oval head with a neck and a tail. So you need at least 4% of those normal sperm to pass the criteria of normal sperm quality. Yeah.
So let's say we're like, I'm a couple that is trying, right? So if you specifically would give advice to the husband, to the man, what kind of foods do you think would really help in take care of the sperm health?
Right. So that's the question I got a lot actually from my patients. Actually, we don't have like magic pills or like magic food that will
and some say protein, lots of antioxidant or what.
The important is like you need a balanced diet, which is in many conditions you need a balanced diet to have a good sperm as well. But also there are many conditions that can cause sperm abnormalities. One of the common conditions that happen in men is called varicocele. Varicocele is like varicose in the leg, like this
the big veins.
The big veins in the leg, but it is in the testicles. And because we are a warm-blooded creature, then our blood is warm, right? And as I mentioned before, our testicles, they don't really like warm situation. They like a colder environment. So by having a varicocele or like enlargements of veins in the testicles, that it causes the testicles not to work efficiently or optimally by producing sperm.
So are you saying we should ice it, the area?
No, it's actually
Straight to-
it's actually genetic. So you already got it from the beginning anyway. So it happens in general public. It's found in 15% of the general populations, but having varicocele not necessarily causes fertility problems, right? But among those men who has fertility problems, 30% of those men has varicoceles, and for men who ever had child before but having difficulty producing the second one, it's found in 80% of those men actually.
Well, yeah. So, do you have another question?
Oh no. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is all very interesting. So, now, because we have limited amount of time, could you recommend us any resources that are available for those who are looking for information to support their fertility?
Right, so I just looked at BKKBN has a module on its website, so I think we can start with that. But I think disseminating those information more widely and microscopically, for example, among primary healthcare providers or incorporating it into the school curriculum, I think will be an important step to raise the awareness towards male fertility.
So we've learned so much, right?
Yes.
And yeah, so I mean, this is to all the families watching right now who are trying to conceive and perhaps have had challenges. Hopefully, this particular discussion could have helped you with, finding more answers, perhaps, or gives you a head start. But we want to call out our colleague Krizia because apparently she has a challenge for us.
Yes, I do. Hello, I'm back. By the way, Doc, I really love your statement where you said that there is no magic pill to cure infertility. We have to have a balanced diet, and that's why on the latter segment, we will cook something based on your recommendation, a balanced diet.
Yay.
But before all that, we are going to challenge Kai and Indra here.
Okay.
This game, myth or fact. So, one for you and one for you.
I feel like I'm being exempt right now.
So I'm gonna read a statement, and you guys will have to decide whether it's myth or fact. And then Dr. Dimas here will have to determine whether it's right or wrong and give a brief explanation about it. Okay, Doc?
Yeah.
Okay, shall we start? First one. Many cases of men's fertility issues are treatable. Myth or fact?
I think so.
I just want to go against you.
That's what he always does. So,
So the right answer is?
It's a fact actually.
Okay.
Yay! 1 point for Kai. Why is that, Doc?
So up to 50% of male factor infertility are treatable actually. For example, varicocele, as I mentioned, is treatable through surgery. And for example, if you have hormonal imbalance, then by treating the hormonal imbalance can also help the likelihood to be fertile.
Do you have to treat it with medicine, or can you just change your way of living? And
It
what
depends on the conditions because each condition needs a different approach.
Okay.
Cool.
1 point for you, Kai. All right, moving on to the second one. Exposure to cell phone radiation causes men's fertility.
it was mentioned before.
Facts or myth?
I just want to go
Again,
Why
again,
are you
different
going against
answers.
me? I love that he's not competitive. And any other colleagues of mine, they were like,
Okay, the right answer is?
It is a fact actually. So what is interesting is that Wi-Fi radiations cause more disruption towards sperm quality compared to using data radiation from your phone.
from mobile.
Yeah.
turn off Wi-Fi.
See.
Turn off Wi-Fi at night.
Okay.
Okay, a fact again?
Well,
You, 1 point for you.
Yeah.
One more point
so, okay.
for Kai.
So,
2-0.
Zero.
well, become competitive.
Now,
It's not fun.
Third statement, men continue to stay fertile throughout their lives.
Ooh.
This
That depends.
How long is their life?
I'm gonna argue on that one.
I'm gonna argue on this one too.
myth.
Because I heard there's also like a
Yes.
there are
Anyway.
like 80-year-olds.
I think I'm gonna say fact. I'm not participating, but
Doctor.
It's a fact actually.
Really?
It's a fact. So
they don't have menopause like
yeah,
us.
they don't have menopause. So
Oh, in that one.
You can just continue to make kids.
reproduce.
I have had patients age 80, more than 80, who still wants to have children, right? So-
Whoa.
Hey,
And
yeah,
it's still possible. I mean, men
Okay.
can have potential to produce children until their death.
Oh, it's because that is it because sperm is constantly being reproduced?
Yes, yes. Like because women has menopause, right? When menopause happens, all the hormones and you is going down, and then you ran out of the eggs. But men doesn't have menopause.
Yeah.
Kind of that. So they can produce sperm as long as they live.
Actually, my problem is with the questions because it says to stay fertile. That's depend on your health. Again,
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you smoke, if you're overweight, and then like your sperm.
But in that context, yes,
Yes.
they stay fertile for all their lives. Okay, now number 4, men's fertility unaffected by STDs and STIs. Is that right?
I don't know. STD sounds so weird to me.
Do you know what STDs or STIs,
Yeah, sexually
right?
transferred diseases.
Sexually transmitted diseases and sexually transmitted infections. So it's actually, what was the question?
Does it affect?
Yeah.
Yes, it does actually.
Yeah.
It affects, yeah,
What's
it's-
your answer?
both.
So
Yeah.
it is affected, right?
It is a fact that STD or STIs can affect fertility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so you're still leading.
Yes, it's 3-1.
Okay, this is the last one, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Obesity does not affect men's fertility. Again, in
I
different
know the answer. I just
Don't go against
No, I just
me.
want to go against
Play
her.
for yourself.
I know the answer, and Kai is gonna be right.
Oh, thank you. I am in the right side.
It's a myth actually.
Yes.
So
It does not, so it
no,
does
it
affect.
It does
It
affect.
does.
Yeah, men with obesity is shown to have lower testosterone, which is an important hormone for men's fertility.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Right. So.
Right, we have a winner, guys. Hi, Surya is the winner of today's
It
challenge.
doesn't make me proud because he doesn't like competitions.
He let you in. He let you in.
I know.
But thank you so much, Doc. Although I
you,
wasn't
Doc.
involved in the
Thank you so
interview, but I learned so much from behind the camera. Thank you.
all right, now with that, see the stories will continue after break, and we'll cook something healthy to
Hooray.
help with the balanced
Fertility.
diet.
Just in time for dinner.
Right. Now stay with us only on the 3-Hour News Show here on See Today.